Well, hello Junior, welcome to Albany. How was that race across the Southern Ocean for you?
Choppy, windy, wet, cold, miserable at times, but an awesome feeling when surfing a wind or a wave at more than 20 knots, so then it's like 6 flags for grown-ups, so that was nice.
And you came in first, so how was that?
Good. We came in first on leg 1 as well, but I think this time I personally had the feeling more of victory. We really had to fight Mother Nature this time, which was an experience for many of us. I think we were lucky at one time. The first day we had a massive storm. We took up almost 200 miles on everybody, but Derry really pushed us. They came back onto 57, and then towards the end we could take an extra lead. So we were here like I think half a day before Derry, but everybody still really good, so that was nice.
And how have your skills been progressing since you set off on this race?
Reasonably well. I had the luxury of having some really good sailors on my watch. Some people that I've seen last time on my level 4 almost half a year ago, especially because I was a watch leader last time. They congratulated me on the progression I've made, especially my sailing experience before Clipper was quite limited. So this is the only sailing I know, and I'm starting to get the hang of it, and I'm starting to get to know where everything goes, and it's been good.
And you've clearly been giving these Harken winches and grinders some work in the process of that. How have they been performing for you?
Good. I've unfortunately had the chance of feeling the force in some of the winds and the sails, so I can only imagine the force that they have to endure. But without the Harken grinders, we would have never be able to sail these winches and these wind forces. So they're a luxury to have on board for sure.
So they've certainly been taking the strain. And what about maintaining them? What have you learned about that?
I think it's funny because I always think about the intro of Game of Thrones when I open that one up. It's like the big towers and the clockwork. It looks like a watch if you open it up, very meticulous. So indeed, every time we come into a port, we open them up. We do the maintenance on them, just because we know how important they are. It seems like we have a lot of them, but even at times we always are one winch too short. So they really have to work, and we count on them very, very much.
Obviously you have a lot of training before the race, but you also learn a lot on the race. Mm-hmm. What's been the sort of biggest learning curve for the team, for you?
For me, sailing-wise, is only 20% of the experience. It's the human experiment that we're having here. Again, especially as a watch leader, you're in charge of doing all the maneuvers and the evolutions, but you're also in charge of making sure that everybody has a nice time, is feeling good, and living together. On leg 1 we were 24 people on this boat. It's not the biggest boat, so that can give you challenges. So that's, for me, was very nice to keep on motivating people, especially on leg 3 when it was wet and cold. We need people on deck. Sometimes it's long hours during the night, so keep people motivated to do them, give them 100% of themselves. That's been for me very challenging and very, very useful.
We can see here on LMAX Exchange, the boats around you preparing to go back into the Southern Ocean, race to Sydney, and then the Sydney Hobart. How does that feel? Looking forward to that.
Yeah, the legendary Sydney Hobart, if I'm not correcting, it's a Jubileum edition as well. So we've always been racing 12 boats, 11 boats, so I'm really looking forward to the stress that will bring us to sail with so many boats in the race, but also all the spectator boats that will be there. So it will be very, very challenging, but it's going to be amazing to be a part of such a legendary race. So really looking forward to that one as well.
I guess confident you've got a good team, a good boat, and good equipment on board to see you through it.
Yeah, we've tested the boat and the material. Some things do break, but not everything. So we're gonna try our best, and Derry is still there to beat. They're still on number 1 in the total ranking. So yeah, we're gonna try to make them work for it.
Okay, well, best of luck, and thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.